We are going to get started in our celebration here. And what an amazing day. First of all, 80 degrees in February, sunny skies. Can't beat that. I'm Beth White. I'm President and CEO of Houston Parks Board, and it is such a pleasure to welcome you here today for the Sharpstown Trail groundbreaking event. We have a very special and unique opportunity to celebrate the creation of a new hike and bike trail along a Centerpoint Energy easement, the first phase of the Sharpstown Trail. This trail is part of a larger vision that was created by the University of Houston's Community Design Resource Center students in coordination with the Sharpstown Civic Association to connect communities north of the West Park Tollway with communities to the south along the Braes Bayou Greenway. The vision will also connect people to a broader network of parks, such as West Chase Management District's Wood Chase Park and Brayburn Glen Park along the Braes Bayou Greenway. This vision dovetails perfectly with Houston Parks Board's vision of a broader, interconnected trail system across the greater Houston region. The next phase of work, extending the trail from Beechnut Street south to the Braes Bayou Greenway, will start construction after review of the project by our friends at the United States Army Corps of Engineers is complete. I'm seeing so many of our partners here today, and I want to take a moment and thank them for being here before I describe the project we're celebrating today. Joining us is Mayor Pro Tem Castex Tatum, Representative Jean Wu, representing District 137, Harris County Precinct 4 Commissioner Leslie Briones, the crew is here, District J Council Member Edward Pollard. I see your crew is here too. Southwest Redevelopment Authority, TERS 20 Chairman, Welcome Wilson Jr. Southwest Management District Chairman Kenneth Lee. A very critical partner, Centerpoint Energy Director of Community Relations Alicia Dixon, and Manager of Community Relations Gloria Bounds. Sharpstown Civic Association President Matthew Cowan, along with board member and former President Charmaine LeBlanc. At-large Council Member Sally Alcorn. At-large Council Member Willie Davis. At-large Council Member Ramirez. And Houston Parks and Recreation Department Director Kenneth Allen. And I want to note that Susan Rogers is here, Associate Professor and Director of the Community Design Resource Center at the University of Houston, along with Kara Murray, former student of the CDRC and adjunct faculty with the UH Architecture and Design Department. So good to see you here. All of our projects, including this one, are made possible by our phenomenal team at Houston Parks Board, including our incredible board of directors. We have Herman Studi here in the front row supporting us today. And if everyone on our staff could raise your hands, it's amazing what these folks do. They're mostly in the back, but if you have any questions, please do ask them. We are a not-for-profit organization. Our mission is to improve, protect, expand green spaces in the Houston region. And we are really proud to be serving as the project manager for the Sharpstown Trail. As I mentioned earlier, we're celebrating today the start of construction on this new 1.8-mile hike and bike trail between Sands Point Drive and Beechnut Street within Centerpoint's easement. These easement trails are made possible because of an agreement between the City of Houston and Centerpoint that allows the city to build trails in the utility corridors. And I want to thank Jim Murphy and Rodney Ellis and others who led the charge, and Mr. Wu as well, to get this legislation passed. Voting is important, as we know. Right, Congressman? So once completed, this trail is going to become part of the Houston Parks and Rec inventory. Connections to the trail at Beechnut, Triola Lane, South Gessner, Neff Street, Bel Air, Clarewood Drive, and Sands Point Drive will give lots of connectivity through the neighborhood. We have safety improvements where the trail crosses neighborhood streets with pedestrian and bicycle crosswalks and signage. A mid-block pedestrian hybrid beacon crossing at South Gessner Road that will be coordinated with a future Metro Boost corridor bus stop. A safety improvement to remove a left turn only lane that shortens the distance for people crossing the intersection at Bel Air Road and South Gessner. And all of this was based on a joint TxDOT and City of Houston study to look at safety recommendations. Trail signage, plantings at road crossings, and trash receptacles will all be part of this trail. The Southwest Management District will maintain the trail after its completion according to their maintenance program, which we greatly appreciate, so the trail will always look its best. The total project cost is $3.1 million. This cost was split between the Southwest Redevelopment Authority, TERS 20, and Harris County Precinct 4, with funding coming from the precinct from Commissioner Briones' Places for People initiative. So please give a huge round of applause to all of the project funders for making this possible. We thank you so much, Commissioner Briones and Chairman Wilson, for supporting this vision of connecting communities. And through the Sharpstown Civic Association, Houston Parks Board held community meetings over the last 4 years to gather public input on the trail's design, amenities, and connections to make sure we were hearing what people really wanted on this trail and how to make it work best for them. Joining us as part of our project management team is R. Miranda Trucking and Construction as the construction firm, with PMG as the construction management company. We also want to recognize Cobb Finley, who served as the engineering consultant for project design. Construction of the trail is estimated to be complete by this fall, so maybe we'll be out here again celebrating when it's finished. So now I am honored to invite Mayor Pro Tem Castex Tatum to be our next speaker. It is very fitting to be here today with her as we did our very first Centerpoint Trail with Mayor Pro Tem Castex Tatum. So she is very familiar with these types of improvements and is such a wonderful park partner. So please, let's have a nice round of applause for Mayor Castex Tatum. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Beth. We are grateful for all of the work of the Houston Parks Board. They do a lot of greening, convening, connecting in our wonderful city. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Martha Castex Tatum, the Mayor Pro Tem on behalf of Mayor Whitmire. It is exciting to be part of this occasion where we are celebrating the new 1.8-mile hike and bike trail for Sharpstown and the connectivity it will bring to the residents of this incredible community. Once completed, the trail will provide neighbors with easy and safe access as well as safety improvements to corresponding street intersections. The agreement between the City of Houston and Centerpoint that Beth mentioned, which allows trails to be built in utility corridors, is a key component of the success of this project, and we are grateful to have that in place. I know firsthand, again, of the importance of that partnership as the very first Centerpoint Trail runs along Hiram Clark in District A. So I'm happy to be here today to celebrate this incredible trail. I'm pleased to be joined by my council members. They have been introduced. Also want to give a special acknowledgement to Councilmember Ed Pollard, whose district we are standing in today, along with all of the elected officials who took time out of their schedules today to celebrate this incredible trail because we are making a difference in this community. I'd also like to recognize Kenneth Allen, the Director of Houston Parks and Recreation Department. Once this trail is built, this will be a great addition to the city's park inventory as we continue to provide park and trail amenities to all of Houston's neighborhoods. We're thrilled to be in the Sharpstown neighborhood, and I want to commend the Sharpstown Civic Association for partnering with the Houston Parks Board to convene community meetings over the last 4 years to gather public input on the trail, which was critical to its success. And when we got here today, I had an opportunity to meet some of the homeowners that live along the side of where the trail will be. And it's incredible to be able to hear homeowners talk about their excitement for projects like this. So we're very excited that that engagement took place and that the homeowners are actually out here to celebrate this groundbreaking today. Our community organizations, they help foster neighborhood revitalization and address community needs, building goodwill and community spirit, which leads to a more resilient Houston. Parks, greenways, trails, and green spaces are vital to the health and beauty of our communities. We really appreciate all of the partners that made this happen today, and I want to especially thank Southwest Redevelopment Authority, TERS 20, and Harris County Precinct 4 Commissioner Leslie Briones for the funding of this project. To all those assembled here, let's keep up the excellent work, and I look forward to celebrating more trail completions throughout the entire city of Houston. Let's make it a great day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now I would like to bring up Commissioner Briones to say a few words about this project and her Places for People initiative.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you please give a round of applause to Beth White and her Houston Parks Board team? So happy to see so many gathered today to celebrate the Sharpstown Trail Phase 1 kickoff. Thank you to all of the partners that have been mentioned. One of the reasons I'm so excited about this project is it shows the power of partnerships, what we can do if we work together, and how much bigger and bolder and effective we can be together. So seeing the representation from our federal government, state government, county government, and city government, from the TERS, from the Southwest Management District, from our corporate partners at Centerpoint, from the University of Houston, we are stronger together, and this project is an example of what we can do together. So my deepest gratitude to all of the partners that have been named. It is an honor to work alongside you, and I look forward to many more years of this. Another reason is we know that this trail is so critical here in Sharpstown, an area that we all love dearly. We know that this trail will improve public safety. We know this trail will get people to schools and to their jobs. It will help facilitate economic opportunity and the safety of our community. My team and I would love to thank all of my team members. It's an honor to work alongside daily at Harris County Precinct 4. Would you please raise your hand if you're a part of the Harris County Precinct 4 team? Thank you. And thank you for all of the work on Places for People. We're proud to select this project. We're proud to be contributing approximately 50% of the cost and contributing the $1.5 million because we believe in Sharpstown. We know that this location in particular, and I thank the hundreds of team members and community members who came out for years to inform this process. This is for you. This is because of you. This is by you. We know that this is one of the densest regions. We know that the multi-family housing, we know that 80% of the housing stock is multifamily. We know that within a half a mile radius of the TERS 20 boundary, we have over 100 places of worship, 400 healthcare facilities, 21 schools, 15 parks, 3 community centers, 5 libraries. Think of the connectivity and the access that this trail will help provide. We also know that our Sharpstown community relies heavily on public transportation. There's over 300 stops across 16 metro lines, which this trail will help our Sharpstown families get to these stops more safely. And I thank Metro's partnership, and I look forward to the continued bold work under our new chair, Elizabeth Brock. We don't need our children walking on Gessner. We all know how traffic heavy it is. And we know, and I take this very seriously, not only as your commissioner, which I'm so grateful to be, but as a mom of 3 little girls. And as somebody who used to be a public school teacher, my 8th and 10th graders walk to school primarily, and or took public transportation, which they had to walk to. So this trail is more than just a trail. It is a connection to opportunity, and it will help us all become healthier as a community. So I'm so thankful. We are not only investing in this project, but I'm very excited that some nearby projects, which we hope you will all be a part of, we will be spending a multi-million-dollar investment in revitalizing and refreshing Bayland Park just down the street. We picked 4 other projects in this area. I'll mention 3 of them. There's additional 2 miles of trail. There's undercrossings along Brays Bayou Greenway, Brayburn Glen Park, which we celebrated together recently. So the investment from the county will continue, and we will be having an annual call for partnership projects. So we invite you to get those ideas ready for submission, because I believe deeply that the county needs to work in close collaboration with the city of Houston and the other 33 cities that we have the honor of being a part of. So thank you for your partnership. I cannot wait to celebrate this, hopefully in the fall together. And I just appreciate y'all's deep, deep commitment to Sharpstown, which is an area I love deeply and which is an area I know we all love deeply. So thank you so very much, and back to Ms. White.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Briones, for your partnership and for the litany of projects that we're working on together to create this system. Next, I want to invite District J Council Member Edward Pollard to the podium. We've celebrated a few projects together lately, including Brayburn Glen and Forum Park through the 50/50 Park Partners, and we're happy that we're here today.
Great. Well, thank you, Beth, and good afternoon to each and every one of you all. It is a pleasure to be in front of you for an exciting day, for an exciting project. Many of the dignitaries have been already introduced, but I want to say thank you all for your presence and thank you all for your support. This is a huge collaboration for a lot of stakeholders, a lot of community partners, and it takes a lot of vision and creativity to kind of bring it all together. But I want to focus on the aspect that this was community driven. This is something that came directly from those who live in the area, who saw a need, who had an idea, and started working together on how do we turn this idea into something to where we are standing here today for the groundbreaking. And I want to give a huge shout out to my friend, Charmaine LeBlanc, because I can remember several years ago when you had this idea and you pitched it. We talked about it at the Sharpstown Civic Association meetings. We had community meetings where people came in and drew and put Post-its up, and we did all types of renderings on how it could look, where it would be. And there was all types of discussions regarding funding, all the way from the federal level. I want to thank you for your support, Congressman Green. The TERS, the Southwest Management District, Houston Parks Board, Houston Parks and Rec, everyone who played a role into taking an idea from a constituent, a resident, a community, and finding a way to make it a reality. And I think as leaders and as elected officials, that's our primary responsibility. We are the employee. You all are the employers. And our job is to listen. Our job is to ensure that we hear the things that you would like us to do with your tax dollars, and then find a way to make that happen. And based on a lot of diligence, commitment, and hard work from many of the people that you see standing around here today, your idea has now become a fruition. So I want to thank you. I want to thank all of those in the Sharpstown Civic Association and the surrounding communities who helped put this together. Know that we hear you when it comes to the things that you want to see get done in your community. Know that we hear you when it comes to improving your quality of life. We cannot always guarantee you that we're going to be able to do every single project. But if we don't hear from you, I guarantee you we're not going to do that project. So continue to reach out to us. Continue to see how you can leverage your ideas and your creativity to make great things happen for your community. And today is a testament of just that. So thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Pollard. And now I would like to bring up to the podium Congressman Al Green. He is a very green friend to us, and he has a very special announcement for us.
My very special announcement is that I'm feeling well. I recently had abdominal surgery, and having celebrated my 25th birthday for the third time not so long ago, I appreciate every day that God gives. And I have been blessed to receive this day and trust that I'll have many others. I know there's some people who think that Al Green is ready to retire, and they are right. My retirement date will be in 2054, and you're all invited. Please come. Well, thank you very much for this beautiful day. Isn't it wonderful to have a beautiful Texas day wherein we can come out and enjoy ourselves and just relish the idea that you're a Texan and that you have something great that's happening in your lives. So let's give this day a special expression of appreciation by way of the creator of the universe. Let's just be thankful for the day. How about it? Let's give a hand to the day. Good to have a beautiful day. The Lee brothers are here. I see Kenneth Lee, who's also known as the People's Mayor. He's here. And then you've got Stephen Lee, who's Kenneth's understudy. He'll soon be the mayor. But we also have some outstanding city council persons here. And you can never thank them enough for the outstanding work that they do. To have multiple at-large city council persons present is a pretty big deal. Let's give the city council persons another expression of appreciation, please. Multiple. And then you've got district city council person here who happens to be Mayor Pro Tem. That's a pretty big deal too. She deserves another expression of appreciation. Jean Wu has become as ubiquitous as any person who serves in public office. He seems to be everywhere all the time. Would you give him another expression of love for me, please? The Honorable Jean Wu. I'm getting to everybody. I've already covered multiple council persons. I don't know that they're here, but it's important for us to give some appreciation to the public servants who serve as law enforcement officers. It's important. It really is. And this park, this walking trail, if you were, it's going to be one that we want well policed so that people can come out and enjoy it without any fear of any criminality taking place. So let's, in advance of what they will do, thank the men and women in law enforcement for what they will do to make this a safe trail. That's important. Safety is important. Now I'll get to why I was asked to speak, at last. Friends, we used to sleep in our houses and live in our neighborhoods. That has changed. We now live in our houses and spend little time out and about in our neighborhoods. In fact, we spend about 93% of our time indoors, only 7% outdoors. There was a time when you would traverse a community like this and you would see children outside playing, riding bicycles, enjoying the sunshine. This is not the case. Things have changed immensely as it relates to our time spent outdoors. A park, I call it a park, a trail such as this is going to afford us the opportunity to spend more of our time outside so that we can get the vitamin D that we need, so that we can avoid the pollution that we acquire by being indoors, and so that we can have healthier bodies, so that we can enjoy our lives better. I think this trail was a great idea, and all of the people who worked to bring it to fruition deserve a big expression of appreciation. Let's give them a big Texas-sized expression of appreciation for what they've done. Now, that was not Texas-sized. That was more like Dallas-Fort Worth. I know. So let's do it Texas-sized this time, a big Texas-sized. That's what I'm talking about. Big Texas-sized expression. Our office has worked to contribute $1 million to the effort. These are federal funds that, if not in this phase, we will work very hard to get in the next phase. Phase 2 will be coming up shortly, and I assure you, you'll still need the money. So let's work hard to make sure that phase 2 is well funded, just as phase 1 has been well funded, and let's just make sure that we have the opportunity to allow our kids to enjoy what we enjoyed, if you're my age, and that was spending a lot of time outdoors playing without fear of something untoward happening to a child. Let's make this a safe place for our children and a great place for us to meet our neighbors. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman Green, and thank you for your tenacity and the work you do every day in Washington to look out for Texas. So we really appreciate it and the commitment to the trail. And next, I would like to invite Welcome Wilson Jr. to the podium. He is the chairman of the Southwest Redevelopment Authority, also known as TERS 20, which funded this trail. And he coordinated with the Southwest Management District to make sure that there is a maintenance program. And he is a wonderful civic leader in Houston and does so much for the entire city, but we really appreciate his work here in Sharpstown. So please welcome Wilson Jr.
Thank you very much. As chair of TERS 20, it brings me great pride to be here today for the groundbreaking of the Sharpstown Trail, a project made possible with the generous funds of $3.1 million from our TERS, along with support from Harris County Precinct 4, Commissioner Leslie Briones' Places for People Initiative, and many, many others. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge my fellow TERS board members present here today, including Kenneth Lee and Stephen Lee, and express my gratitude to all the board members that made this possible. We're all volunteers, so we do this out of the goodness of our heart and for the good of the community. Phase 1 of the Sharpstown Trail consists of 1.8 mile long, 10-foot wide path along the north-south utility easement in Sharpstown between Sands Point Drive and Beechnut Street. The trail will provide a dedicated space for recreation separate from vehicle traffic, enhancing the community's outdoor amenities. The project epitomizes collaboration and partnership, as Commissioner Briones mentioned, in its greatest sense. Someone else mentioned stronger together, and so we have learned at TERS 20 that we are all stronger together by collaborating with the involvement and support of the City of Houston, Harris County, Houston Parks Board, Southwest Management District, Sharpstown Civic Association, and Centerpoint. I extend my sincere gratitude to each of you for your ongoing cooperation. Commissioner Pollard mentioned that it took years to move this process forward. I also want to echo Charmaine LeBlanc, who I remember when it was just an idea, and she's somebody that is hard to shake the idea out of her head. So she stayed on us long enough. So thank you. It's amazing what just happens as a simple idea of a citizen, and here we are today. So congratulations. And Congressman, now that I know you're surviving, you're recovering from surgery, I would like to challenge you to a foot race along the trail when it's completed later this year.
Let's do it.
If you notice, I did not challenge Congressman Pollard to a foot race. Upon completion of the Sharpstown Hike and Bike Trail will serve the vital link for the community, promoting health and well-being. And I echo what the Congressman said about, when I grew up in Meyerland, we spent 90% of the time outdoors. Now it's the reverse. So this will provide for this community work and school, encourage outdoor exercise, foster enjoyment in nature, and connect to the Bio Greenway project, which is really, if anyone doesn't know, it's a phenomenal project, and the goal is to connect the entire city of Houston through green belts and bios, greenways, and trails, so that we can all enjoy the whole city. In addition to the Sharpstown Hike and Bike Trail, further enriches the quality of life in our area and even more desirable to place. Because our mission at TERS 20 is to make the Sharpstown area and our TERS 20 zone a more enjoyable, safe, and pleasant place to live and work. And that's our goal, because that improves quality of life for our families, our kids, and our whole community. So thank you for your support in this transformative project. Appreciate it.
Before I call up Kenneth Lee from the chairman of the Southwest Management District, I'd like to mention someone who does a lot of work behind the scenes, David Hawes. He's sitting here in the front row, the executive director of TERS 20, and supports many of the TERSs and management districts, and is just such a great partner to work with. So thank you, David. So Kenneth, we really appreciate your district's commitment to maintaining the trail. It is one of the most important aspects of the work, because the communities deserve to have well-maintained trails. So thank you for such a big commitment.
Thank you. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, everyone. Well, I'm honored to be here with all these very important people here, but you may want to consider me one of a kind. First of all, I want to recognize our board members, Stephen Lee Jr., Mr. Shani Hani, and then David Peters, and our wonderful staff, to do a daily job for us. And of course, David House, our first person to make this happen, the district. In addition to serving as the chairman of the Southwest Management District, I also serve on the board of TERS number 20. So welcome to the Southwest Management District and the TERS number 20. These two government organizations have been working together in the Southwest Houston for years. The Management District is also pleased to have committed to funding, administrating, and the maintenance of the trail once it is complete. I will do our best to make sure that the trail will always be clean and green. So the project is already a beautiful symbol of how concerned the Houstonians come together for the benefits of the whole area and its people. We're joining together across government boundaries to work with the Park Board, the Precinct 4, the Sharpstown Civic Association, Centerpoint, and many, many agencies to accomplish our goals. So that's what we call a true collaborations. It's also worth mentioning that this project will benefit working people, in a part of town that deserve services and amenities as much as many other locations. It's beautiful to say that the Sharpstown Hike and Bike Trail will provide a way for people of all ages and backgrounds to go to and from work, to and from school, to and from a place to exercise, enjoy the outdoors. And it's beautiful to say that this trail will make this neighborhood more desirable as a place to live and to do business. Thank you all. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Chairman Lee. Our next speaker is Alicia Dixon. She is the Director of Community Relations for CenterPoint Energy. This is now our fourth event with CenterPoint, with projects across the city, and we look forward to many more. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, good afternoon, everyone. As Beth said, I'm Alicia Dixon in Community Relations, and on behalf of all the employees at CenterPoint Energy, we are so excited to be here at the groundbreaking of another trail. CenterPoint Energy recognizes that in an urban environment like Houston, green space is at a premium. And we have a lot of green space within our easements and rights of ways throughout our territory. So allowing the public access to the green space within these easements in a way that doesn't interfere with the current functioning of those easements is a great example of how private assets can be used for the public benefit. And we also know that our company prospers only as our communities prosper. And our communities prosper when residents, visitors, and employers agree that our communities are good places to live, play, raise families, and locate businesses. So thanks to this agreement between the City of Houston and Centerpoint allowing these trails, this is an amazing example of another expanded greenway that's making Houston a better place to live. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, Alicia, and you're so right. Having infrastructure serve more than one purpose is really a smart way to get these trail systems in place. At this time, I'd like to bring up a speaker you've heard a lot about today, Charmaine LeBlanc, a visionary, a board member and former president of Sharpstown Civic Association. And we really thank you for your leadership and tenacity and the reason why we're here today. So if you would please share a few words with us, it would be great. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I had typed out words and everything, and as I've listened to all the people before me, so much of it has been said, and I won't say it again, but I reiterate. Okay, that was just something that was taken off my list because I was going to say we haven't heard a gunshot and we haven't heard a siren yet, and this is Sharpstown. So how can that be? This is the Sharpstown we love. This is where we live. Everyone that lives in this Sharpstown area, please raise your hand. Okay, look around. These are the people that are going to use this trail. We hope many more will use it as they go from Brays Bayou up to the West Park cutover and go west to the wonderful parks that are out there. Again, everything has been said, but I want to reiterate just a couple things because I'm just a person and I just sort of bird dogged onto an idea because it seemed like a good idea. But this idea came in 2016 when the U of H design, and I'm going to say it all wrong, the U of H design school at U of H came up with an activity for a Saturday morning. And there were 4 or 5 of us that were invited to go to this charrette. I didn't know what a charrette was. And these students brainstormed on what could make your part of town better. What kind of improvement could be done? And it was the sky's the limit. No money was, there were no money limits. There was no nothing. And several ideas came out of that the students worked on. And I thought, okay, I can play this game. Let's just have these ideas. One of the ideas that came out of it was that Sharpstown has 54 square feet per person in parks. The city's sort of average is 109. So we're short parks here in Sharpstown. However, we have no green space to do so with. We can't double stack a park, knock down houses. We can't do anything about that, except there was this big stretch of green that went along this Centerpoint easement. Well, in 2016, that was not popular yet. And Centerpoint and the city were just starting to do these agreements that even allowed you to stand still under one of these power lines. They didn't want you to stand still. Don't you dare put a bench down. And so much has changed, and so much has just progressed in the ability to use a Centerpoint easement for the betterment of a community. One thing, I met Edward when we were doing cleanup projects in the Sharpstown area, and we would have Sharpstown High School, HBU, now HCU students, and they would offer themselves to us for cleanup projects. And we would clean out garages of senior citizens' homes, and we would pick up trash along Fondren and Bel Air. We could always count on the Centerpoint Trail to have trash for us every time. So we would stick these students out here and pick trash up for 3 or 4 hours on a Saturday morning. And that's when I got to sort of know the trail intimately. And the idea came to us in 2018 when we were like, okay, they said we could dream, right? So this book was written and produced from the charrette that we had. I had a pile of 25 of them, and something made me look at that to say, why can't we have a trail? Can we have a trail? The students said we could have a trail. And so I did start knocking on doors and saying, is it possible? Can we? And look what happened. We are now here. It is happening. Now, we did ask for dog parks, fountains, meditation gardens, community gardens. We asked for quite a few more things, and maybe down the road those things could start happening also. But for now, we're very, very happy and very thankful for what is being done for our part of Houston that we are so proud to live in. I wouldn't want to live anyplace else. Who would? Look where we are. Look how convenient we are. And the media just doesn't quite have it right when you are looking at what is good about Sharpstown. The other thing I would say, everyone's been recognized, including David Hawes, that I was going to bring up, because so many things happen in the background. You just don't know, as a person like me, who to talk to. You go do public comments and you don't know if anybody's listening. You go and you talk to different boards and you just don't know if they're appropriate for their boards. But it doesn't hurt to ask, and that's kind of what I started doing. But honestly, if it hadn't been for U of H, my son graduated there also, so yay, U of H. So Kara, raise your hand. She was a student at U of H when we did this charrette. All right, she's responsible for this way more than I am. I just became a bug. So thank you very much, students. She's now a teacher at U of H, a professor. And so I want you to, yeah. I want her to take this back to her students and say, look what can happen, all right? Because it's really you all that did this, and we're the benefactors of that. The other thing I want to say is the Civic Association is really just representing the neighbors that live here. We get, the name is said out loud. Usually it's not in such positive ways. We are an HOA, and HOAs are the dreaded HOA, right? But we are an organization of homeowners that love this area. And the only other thing I want to say, and I'm hesitating saying it, is there's always a person in the background doing the work and doing the suggestions on who to talk to. And here, let me send you to this group, and let me send you to that group. And I don't know those kinds of things to do. But if it weren't for a certain person here who wore a different hat back then, and now she wears a hat now that's very different, I know she is personally responsible for this activity. And I'm sorry, Alice, but it's Alice Lee. Yeah. She's hiding by the shovels over there. Yeah. So our community advocates that work for the Southwest Management District, that now she is Chief of Staff for Leslie Briona's office. We are so lucky to have people like this. She's just a citizen, but she is watching for opportunities for people like us to be able to benefit. So we thank her. I thank everybody back here that has helped with this, and Sharpstown is hugely grateful for this opportunity. So thank you.
Well, what a wonderful way to close the speaking program. We are ready to break ground. There's one last thank you, and that's to our incredible police officers and park rangers